and we reached out to Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms, and you guys saw our videos that we made doing and converting the AR-15 over to the 50 cal. And I wanted to reach out to Walter and his family and see how they were doing. And in the process of getting set up tonight, and we reached out to Walter. They actually lost their power getting set up. So he's now remote on his cell phone. And we have the one and only Walter from the Safety Harbor Firearms. As you guys can see the picture right up there at the top right. And then right below is me shooting the awesome AR-15 50 cal conversion. So Walter, how are you doing, sir? We saw you lose the power, and you're now by candlelight.
Candlelight, yeah. Me and you were just getting ready to get going, and all of a sudden there was a noise outside, and the lights went out. So I'm kind of surprised we lasted as long as we did, because it flickered a couple times during the night. Sprung into action, lit up the candles, and are ready to rock and roll.
So you lost power. Do you have backup generators, gasoline? Did you prepare?
Oh, the preparation, yes. I have about 40 gallons of gasoline out in my shed and a gen set, but I'm not going to go out it is coming. It's, as my grandpa used to say, it's raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock right now.
Now, how many hours can you get per 5-gallon gas with your generator? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, it all depends on you don't have to run it all day long. You can run it for a couple hours and turn it off, and that'll keep the fridge cold. So probably a pretty good amount of time. Like I said, I'm probably gonna I might go out later on and maybe plug it in. I don't know. I got to see. I could if I leave the box closed, and I got a freezer outside too. If I leave them closed, they'll probably stay cold for quite a while. So.
Right.
I just got to make that decision. But leading up to all this, I started on Tuesday looking for gasoline. People down here were going crazy buying gasoline. So the local station ran out on Tuesday before I could even get any. And then I think I bought some on Wednesday. Then I bought some again on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, and got all the fuel. Got my military trucks all fueled up. Got my gasoline generator. Started up the generators. Make sure they all worked. My son has a house a few miles away from us here, and I have a generator that I gave him. And my dad lives a couple hours north of me here, and he's got a generator that I had also. So I had four generators all together. I still got a little Harbor Freight 2-cycle one, like the backup of the backup, just in case. But
okay, can you guys in the comments? Can you hear him? They say they can't hear you.
They can't hear me.
So that might be on my end.
Is that better now? Can they hear me now?
Well, I think that's on my end. So give me 1 second.
I might have had my finger over the mic. Is a possibility.
Well, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, let me.
So let me.
I don't think there's anything I can do on my end. I see my little picture in the corner. I see a little green light flashing when I talk. So.
Right. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. It might be my issue here. Go ahead and give me a count off from like 5 to 1 there.
Like the countdown thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. That might be on my end. I might have to turn your volume up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So microphone, it says by default. Let me see. That's right. Okay. I review speakers. All right. Can you guys in the chat? Can you hear Walter? Let me know.
Can you hear me?
Yep. It says we all can hear him. All right. There we go.
Excellent. So
good to go.
Want me to start over?
Yeah. Go ahead and start over, guys. Real quick, guys. This is Walter, just in case you're just getting here, from Safety Harbor Firearms. He's located in Florida, and right to us getting started, he lost power. So go ahead, Walter.
we're in the Tampa Bay area. Like Tyvan says, we were just getting ready to go, and there was a big noise outside, and it went dark. So we had to fire up the candles and kind of make do. So I have a generator, but it's raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock right now outside. So I'm not in any mood to go run out and stand in the rain and start the generator up.
So you already had it filled up before it even hit.
Oh, I got the gas in it, but it's sitting in my shed, so I got to pull it out and run the extension cords and all that monkey business. So I'm gonna wait a little while, see what happens.
Is that a military surplus generator, or is that something you got at like Lowe's?
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I do have a military surplus generator, and that's one of the ones I had to give to my son who has a house, and he's using that one. The generator here at the house I bought in 2005 after we had 4 hurricanes in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And it in a row, and it maybe has an hour on it since 2005. So,
really?
I think it's going to get some use this time. So,
well, they're suspecting that the power's out down around Miami and all the way up through, that they might not even get power for like 3 or 4 weeks because there's so much wind damage.
It could be that way. Last time, one of the hurricanes in 2004, we lost power and we were out for 2 days, 2.5 days, something like that. And then it finally came back on.
Right.
But yeah, there's some places where it's where the infrastructure is damaged bad, then it takes longer. And then like my dad, he lives out in the middle of woods north of us. And like I told him, you'll be the last one to get your lights back on if it goes out. So
yes,
you got to be a little bit prepared, and be ready to eat all the food in the fridge.
So did you buy those great big cans of 30-year-old food? All you got to do is add boiling water.
I do not have any dehydrated food. I have a few MREs. Not my first choice if we're going to eat. I thought about buying all that dehydrated stuff back when they were talking about the end of the world coming when Obama was still a president. But
oh no, that Y2K food left over.
Well, no. Funny, Y2K. I bought a pallet of MREs during Y2K and I sold them to people. I didn't keep any for myself because I knew there wasn't going to be anything going on. But no, right. I started buying fuel on Tuesday, or I tried to buy fuel on Tuesday of this last week, and people were they were lined up at the gas stations down here. So over the week, I got my fuel. I have about 40 gallons of gasoline. Plus, I filled up the cars and my military trucks. And then I pulled out all the generators and started them and made sure they all ran and made electricity, and pulled out the chainsaws at the same time and started them up and made sure they worked. And
yes, chainsaws is going to be key because you got to be able to move.
And where we live in Safety Harbor, there hasn't been a storm since a hurricane since the 20s. So big oak trees everywhere. So I used to have a huge one over my house, and I cut it down a few years ago because it was actually touching the house.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and when the wind blew, you could hear it creaking. And I'm like, no, that's going away. So we cut that down, and I don't have any oak trees over my house at all anymore. So,
right.
But yeah, people are buying all the typical stuff in hurricanes. They talk in hurricane, people buying the water and buying the milk and buying the bread. And I don't know if people do it all white bread they buy. I don't know what the hell they do with it. But
I saw pictures on Facebook where they were taking pictures of the Walmart shelves, and anything that was organic was still there.
Yes, the vegan food was all left on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, all the vegan hot dogs and stuff like that. It was like the only row. But I'm wondering if that wasn't staged. But still,
I think that was set up. But I don't know. I don't think a dog would eat that vegan stuff. So
not at all. Not at all. For everybody's just getting here, guys, this is Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms. We did a couple videos with his 50 cal AR-15 conversion. He makes the upper for that. Go ahead, Walter.
The SHTF 50.
Bolt fed or magazine fed, your choice.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I should have done that. I'm not in my salesman mode.
It's all good. It's all good. But we want to reach out to him, you guys. Everybody's just getting here. He does live in the Florida area, and we wanted to touch base with him and see how he's doing and how Hank was doing. We did talk to Hank. He does not have power, and as we were setting up for this quick live stream, Walter, we were chit-chatting back and forth, and all of a sudden, everything went blank.
And
It's
blank.
like, we could do it on cell phone if you'd like. He's like, okay, I'll call you on Google Hangouts.
I was going to try to set this up as a hotspot, but it was asking for a password, and I'm not too sure what it is for the phone.
0000 or password.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but no. So yeah, we figured it out, and here we are by candlelight on my end, anyways. So,
Okay. Good
it's
deal.
no problem. It's no problem. No, there's it could be worse. It's not like the ground shaking or or the woods are on fire or something like that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you do the sandbags around the house? What type of preparation did you do for everybody that's never been in an event like this? Walk us through what you did for preparation of your house. You didn't run tie down straps across the top of your house and then pin them in the ground, did you?
I saw some pictures on the internet of somebody did.
Yeah, I had to bring it up.
And people were making fun of the guy, and it's like, well, you know what? It's better than not having anything. So, but no,
Yes,
where I live is about 22 feet above sea level. So I'm in a non-evacuation zone for water.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about evacuating and flooding, unless it's like the super hurricane. But what else? We got a new roof a couple years ago, so I don't have to worry about that. What?
Did you do the did you do the tile or did you do the steel roof?
No, it's just shingle.
Shingle. Now, did you overlap your old ones or did you replace it down to the wood?
No, we had it completely taken off. I don't like that overlapping stuff. I mean, it's all right, but I had it stripped all the way off, and they put everything fresh on it.
Oh, we lost.
There was some rotten wood and stuff, so they had to fix that. So.
Okay, we lost you there for a second. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did you do the tar paper first before you did the shingles?
Oh yeah. They use that. They got some new stuff now. They got stuff that sticks down if you want. The whole thing will stick on your plywood, but if you ever have to take it off, you can't get it off. So
Right.
They just did that in the valleys and on the edges, and then everything else was just this heavyweight tar paper and the shingles and all that stuff. So plus one part of my roof is kind of flat, so they use this roll down like vinyl. They use it on buildings like Walmart and stuff, but just a lighter grade.
Oh, for the flat roofs, and then they'll put tar with the pea gravel and stuff.
Yeah, there's hardly any slope on that one side, so they use this vinyl type stuff they have now, and it's like white color too, so it helps with the heat in the summer and all that fun stuff. So.
Oh, it gets hot down there.
Oh yeah. Well, it'll be really hot as soon as tomorrow comes around. The sun comes back out, and we got no air conditioning. It's gonna be nice and warm.
Well, you got a generator. Kick at it. Kick it on.
I ain't got that big of a generator, boss.
You got two, right? Split them off in your fuse box, and then run one wire straight to your AC unit.
Uh-oh. Yep, the power. You saw a flash outside?
Yeah, some of the
Oh man, the grid's going down, transformer by transformer.
Uh-oh.
There was a flash outside, she said. There's been no thunder or lightning or anything. So. Yeah.
So you don't have any high winds where you're hearing the wind howl?
Not howling, but just I can hear it blowing against the house and with the rain and everything. So pretty. I mean, the storm hasn't. The eye, or what's left of the eye, actually hasn't passed us yet.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's went to more of the middle of the state, we're on we'll say the calmer side of it. If you're on the right-hand side of it, it's the more windy side and wet side. So we kind of lucked out. Supposed to go right over the top of us. So.
Right. I seen on the news where the governor put a ban where you cannot buy any guns or ammo during the hurricane deal.
Yeah, once they get to a certain point, they turn off the guns and the ammo sales, and actually they turn off the liquor stores too.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. I yesterday during my prepping, I stopped at a local Walmart on, I think that was on Thursday, and they just added on a liquor store to the Walmart that I stopped at. And
Right.
I walked in and the place was fully stocked. There wasn't hardly anybody in there. I was like, man, where's everybody at? So that was cool. I bought some beer, but anyways, yeah. So yeah, they shut the guns and the ammo and the liquor off after a certain point. So
Wow. Now, did you? What all did you get for your preparation? I know you had made a comment on Facebook or something about you got your beer and you got your munchies. What else did you get for like preparation? Did you buy like the peanut butter and the jelly?
oh,
You know, the canned soups,
not
anything like that?
we had a decent amount of food here already. Oh, we bought some extra pasta,
Pasta.
bought some eggs. I mean, that's all got to be refrigerated, but like I said, I don't think it's going to be an issue. I've been freezing water in my freezer, blocks of ice the last week. So I have ice sitting around, and I have right behind me. I've got a Yeti cooler full of cold water and ice and everything. So we're all right in that respect. But yeah, I wasn't going to go out and buy tons and tons of food that I don't normally eat, because then I would have that tons and tons of food sitting around. I'd be looking at it going, what the hell am I going to do with all this stuff? So,
Right.
Worst come to worst, after a few days anyways, the grocery stores usually have generators and it'll
Usually.
I mean, the worst come to worst, you got to go for a ride and find some food somewhere. The only bad part is the whole state's been hit from top to bottom. So
Yeah. Yeah, Taco Bell's not going to be open at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sorry.
I don't do Taco Bell breakfast. That's nasty.
Yeah. I agree.
First started doing their breakfast, and there's a McDonald's about 300 yards away, and the McDonald's breakfast is all right to me. So after I got that nasty shit that didn't look like the ads, I was like, you know what? Never again. I'm not doing that no more. So,
Right.
I'll go eat me an egg. So, but anyhow. So let's see, what else did I do here?
Real quick, let me give some shout outs. Some guys there in the comments there. Micro says there's a lot of people doing the looting. Froman's there. Scott Sampson, Dunator. Everybody's wishing you the best of luck down there. Leshier, SDA, Shadow. What was that? Ecot Sniper. How you doing, Scott? T Rice did a raid on us. Thank you, sir. Appreciate everybody coming, hanging out. If they would like to help you out, can you give out like a PayPal or something if somebody wanted to send you like $5 to help out with your event or anything, or you got a Patreon?
They don't have to do that. That's all right. No, if you want to do something, donate it to one of the things for the for all the other stuff that's going on.
Red Cross, all that kind of stuff.
Besides, I don't have a Patreon account anyway. So
Oh, okay.
I do have PayPal, but you don't need it.
Well, do that. Show them your little patch, and if you guys would like to help out Walter, if you want to donate like $5, you would get that awesome Velcro patch right there.
Yeah.
Give out your info there. That way they can get a patch and explain to them about the address and stuff to make sure that all out works. Okay.
Anyways, my PayPal email address is Tokarev. It's like the pistol, and that's spelled TOK, the letter A, R as in Randy, E as in elephant, and V as in Victor, at earthlink.net.
Earthlink. Oh my God, it's so 80s.
Yeah. That's an ancient one. Yeah.
So if they donate like $5-10, they'll make sure you guys put your address in the comments or the description, whatever that is.
Correct. I need your contact info or your mailing address. You can leave it in PayPal as in the notes or something, and do it like a friends and family kind of thing, so PayPal don't hit us on the, But anyways, right. Yeah, I'll got a patch, no problem. Yeah, definitely. So.
Good deal. Okay, well, let's go on. What else did you do for your preparation? Because you guys have had like 2-week notice.
Yeah, it's been a long. It's been one of these things. It's like everybody says it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I said, you're not going to know anything until Sunday does. And sure enough, it didn't do exactly what they said it was going to do. It's kind of steering away from us, which is good. But
You need water?
yeah, we went and bought some extra water and
Jugs.
oh yeah, okay. Also, I got a whole bunch of water containers. I posted pictures on Facebook of my water jugs all lined up. That filled up about 40 gallons of water, probably 50 gallons of water.
Right. No, your Facebook, is that SH Firearms?
I have,
Safety Harbor.
there's Safety Harbor Firearms. That's the business one. And then there's Walter Keller 2, or the second, like II. That's my private. That's my personal book one.
I'll tell you what, I'll just go right over there to your thing and I'll post a link in the comments so everybody can go.
Yeah,
And,
Safety book page. And so I posted also with the gasoline, you know, I collect jerry cans too, like military jerry cans. So
right.
So I've got some German World War II cans. I got American World War II cans. So I was posting pictures of the different cans I was filling up, and you know, and asking people what their oldest jerry can they have is and stuff like that. So
yeah, I made a comment about the clay pots that was made back in Egypt.
yeah, bless your heart. Yeah.
No, I love you too, brother. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude and interrupt. Go ahead.
I wish I had a clay pot from Egypt. That'd be cool. But,
yeah.
But no, you know, just trying to have some fun while I was doing this stuff, getting ready. So
Put away the lawn furniture.
What's that, Peggy?
Put away the lawn furniture.
The lawn furniture? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, that's the kind of, we had to put away all the stuff on our front deck, you know, chairs and umbrellas, and, you know, stash all that stuff away. Try to get the stuff that'll fly around in the yard. Because at first, talking about we were going to have like 3 or 4 up here as far as category, and that's some kick-ass storms. So, you know, you gotta get into that mode where what's going to fly around in your yard.
Right. How many pink flamingos did you have in your yard?
I don't have any right now.
What? You live in Florida? No pink flamingos?
Oh, gnomes.
I have some yard gnomes in my yard.
Gnomes. Okay.
Tactical yard, you know, the ones that have bazookas and and then I have a skeleton. We bought this skeleton at Costco one year for Halloween. And when you get done with Halloween, it's like, what do you do with the skeleton? I don't have a lot of storage space, you know, attic space and stuff like that. So we just leave them out in the front porch, sitting on one of the chairs all the time, with a couple skeleton dogs that he has on a leash. And
right.
He sits out in the front porch, and we have a skeleton on our front porch all year long.
People make fun of me. I got our Christmas tree up. I got a palm tree for a Christmas tree down here in my man cave. I leave it up all year round. It's awesome.
Well, you know, you can put the Christmas lights up like some people do, and just leave them up
all year round.
Just turn them on when you want to feel happy and stuff. So,
hey, it's festive. It's being positive. You know, it's a reminder.
Yep. So, see, what else did we do? Yeah, put away all the stuff in the yard. Oh, heck. That's about it, really. I mean, you know, in the shop, it's I moved all my 2 of my trucks that stay outside. I moved them to my house.
Okay.
Those pictures on Facebook, and then the one is inside now at the shop, hopefully, unless somebody's taking it. But hope not. But
right.
And just stuff like that, you know. I mean, and then one of my employees took off for Tennessee, where his mother lives.
Okay.
To get away, because he lives in an area that was like in the first evacuation zone.
Really?
So there's a chance that maybe there was some water at his place. Hopefully.
Not now. It will be tomorrow morning.
Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. The worst part is with the storm, the way it was spinning.
Yes.
It pushed the water out of the bay. So in the morning, once the storm gets past a certain point, all that water is going to come back in. So
yeah.
Plus some more. So that's when there's going to be the flooding in the morning. So
right. Now, what about because I've never heard this part or this question asked, even in the news. Since you're a weapons manufacturer and you have a nice collection, What is some of your safety tips during an event like this? I know you just lock them up, but for insurance purposes, for your own safety, stuff like that, what would be like protocol in an event like this for somebody of what you do?
Yeah, I guess it just depends. If you're gonna bug out and take your stuff with you and like leave the state or something, you gotta, for the class 3 stuff, you gotta, there's a form to fill out with ATF, which I think is the 5320. When you're
Okay.
when you're taking NFA items across straight lines and yada yada yada.
No, wouldn't it
That's
be a waiver that because it's a natural disaster?
They sent out a message, an automated message saying that you need to like either fax or email. If you need to like a copy from your machine to say that you faxed it on this date, to verify you did it, and yada yada, all this stuff. Since I'm still here, I didn't have to do any of that stuff. So everything's just locked up, pretty much. So.
Now, what about like security and cameras? Because you hear of a lot of looting and everything, but you never hear of a bank being robbed. I know for like banks, when they know something's coming, they'll actually go and pull all their cash out of that bank, 4 days prior. That way, if something would happen, somebody blow it up or the building just blows over or whatever. Would that be the same as like a safe that you would have at your business, or do you protect the ammo as equally as a weapon?
I'm not too much worried about ammunition per se, but we have cameras and an alarm and all that stuff. So I haven't gotten any calls from the security company, so I think things are still working.
So I take it all your wires are underground then.
Oh my, what? Sorry.
All the wires and connections, internet. Didn't they pass that a couple years? Anything like after 2012 or something, all lines must be buried.
The residential stuff here is in the ground.
You're
Once
fine.
it house, it's like BIOS, the fiber stuff.
You're fine.
At the shop, some wires are up in the air. Some of the wires are run across the top of the building. So they run a new line for another business. They throw the cable on the roof and run it across the roof.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's kind of chintzy, but that's what they do. But
right.
So it's a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school. I'll be over at the shop in the morning to see what's going on. So hopefully there.
Right. Now, you've got a lot of machinery, CNC lathes, and all that stuff. Did you do any type of preparation to like protect them in something like this?
I didn't before I left. I thought about maybe wrapping them up in,
shrink wrap.
Well, or just tarps. But I'll go over in the morning and see how things are, and if there's no leaks, then I'm good with that. Because once the storm's by, and it hasn't blown as hard as I thought it was going to, so I think everything's going to be okay. We'll find out when I go over there. So.
I think it's right around Fort Myers right now, from what I can see on the map.
No, it's further up now.
Is it?
It was last before the power went out. It was next to probably
Orlando, Clearwater.
It's actually pretty close to us by now. So.
How far away are you from Clearwater? I'm just trying to guesstimate.
I can go down the street and I'm in Clearwater.
Okay.
Yeah,
I went to a school called Mildred Ohms down there next to a lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Oh, Peggy knows where it's at.
Yeah, I went to first and second grade there.
Oh, okay. We're actually, if you look at a map of the Tampa area, we're at the top of Tampa Bay. That's where Safety Harbor is.
Okay.
That's where the Safety Harbor name came from, Safe Harbor. So.
All right. Well, now's a chance to pimp your stuff. What's going on? What's going on? What are you doing? What's your stuff that you got coming out now?
Yeah, working on. We made some adapters to use the with my PDW style stocks to use the tail hook brace with my adapter, and to use it with the SIG stock. And we're working on a stock for the CZ Evo.
Okay.
9mm.
Is that the thing, the adapter plate that you posted on Facebook, where it's got the butt with the 2 rods?
Yep. And for the Evo, we'll also have a regular old stock too, for the guys that want to buy the tax stamp and do the whole short barrel rifle thing. But actually, well, I can't say everything, but
okay,
we'll have a tail hook thing too. Either an adapter or one that's hooked right up. But that's it works.
Now, is this something you're going to offer as a kit? You get the shortened bolt, the shortened buffer tube or spring, or the shortened spring tube housing, and what all are you planning on offering as for somebody who wants to get into that?
For the AR-15 one, yeah, it's like you described: shortened carrier, shortened buffer tube, shortened spring, shortened buffer. That's all like a kit. That other thing we're working on, which is you could take your existing SB Tactical stock and you can put my adapter on the back and mount the tail hook, or you could take the SIG stock, and modify it to use the. We're making ones for our SIG stock, for the Kess stock, to use the tail hook on the end of it, the brace.
Okay.
That's a popular stock. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Braces go for, I guess, obvious reasons, because anyways, everybody knows who uses a brace anyways, right?
Well, that was all originally done because there was a disabled Army veteran. Was it Army or was it a Marine? I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
and he was looking for something to help because he wanted to stay in there. And then all of a sudden the ATF's like, no.
Well, yeah, that was the original premise, yes, for a disabled person. The guy that did it for a buddy of his, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But then we all know what happened is they just happened to all look like a stock once you when you lift it up to your shoulder. So
the ATF didn't look closely enough at the picture. They thought, "Oh, wait a minute," and then come to find out they didn't do their research.
Yeah, then in the end they say it's okay, as long as you don't modify it from its original configuration. And if you use most of them like they are and you don't modify them, they work just fine. In either way, either as a brace or as a pseudo stock. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you have one right there you could show us real quick, or are you available?
No, not right here.
That's fine.
I'm kind of like neutered. I mean, I have my own gun.
You're neutered? Oh my goodness.
I have a shotgun here with me.
See, that comes back to the question we had with Hank. What's the 2 guns that you would take in case of a bug out? I said shotgun, and everybody's no. Pistol, AR, or AK, and I said no, 22 rifle and a shotgun. And what do you have? A shotgun.
The bug out like in apocalyptic times, I think is a little different than this one because, I mean, I have the shotgun and I brought a case of double-aught home, and
right.
And I have AKs, and so I just basically brought a can of AK ammo home. So, yeah, that'd probably be my 2. I mean, I don't want to have to use it on anybody really, but but you see this people are stealing, the video of the ones breaking into the Foot Locker and stealing tennis shoes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, guys, anyways, so, but yeah, you gotta, it's blowing pretty hard outside.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody says, oh, that won't happen here, but you know what? Given the opportunity, even your most upstanding citizen will take advantage of the situation most of the time and pick something up. So,
a padlock only keeps an honest person honest.
right, exactly. So,
real quick, guys, here's a picture of me with Walter's 50 cal. That is the S8. What was it?
SHTF, like
SH2F. Yeah, I should know that. I apologize.
Right.
He makes the 50 cal AR-15 upper conversion. It goes right on your lower. The only issue that I had is I kept buying cheap rear sights, and I couldn't keep sights on it.
I talked to somebody else after you did your thing.
Uh-huh.
somebody else did the same thing. He called me up. I put one of the rear sights on. It broke right off. I'm like, okay. I think I know somebody else had the same problem.
Yeah,
No.
it turned out those were airsoft sights.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're not made for any real recoil.
Just cast pop aluminum that they put in there, and they wanted top dollar for it, but it was the only thing they had. I had to have something, and none of my scopes will handle a 50 cal. So
Yeah.
I was kind of neutered in the deal, but my first shot, Walter, I was aiming directly for the forehead, and
Right.
it was a dead-on shot. Just so you know, I'm having a little issue with some computer stuff. I think I've lost half of my video. My phone crashed today, and then my other laptop that had some of the video crashed. But I'm going to go and pull some video that I had of the two that we made earlier, and I'm going to combine them. I haven't forgotten you. I'm just letting you know what was going on.
I hadn't thought about it too much actually with all this hurricane garbage going on.
I know you're busy. I know you're busy. So, real quick, now you said your father, does he live in a retirement home, or is he by himself? And what type of preparations did he do, since he's an older gentleman?
My wife is laughing. No, my dad up out in the woods by himself, pretty much. He has a double wide on 20 acres, and it's out in the middle of the woods.
Uh-huh.
And he was in town earlier in the week, and I knew he sold a piece of property he had here in town that he's had for 30 something years. And so I knew the storm was coming, and I said, "Hey Dad, while you're here, I'm going to give you a generator. Take back with you." I won't need that thing, blah, blah, blah. So here's 5 gallons of gasoline in the generator. On the way home, you get yourself some more gas, because you're going to need this shit if the power goes out. Because like I said, he's in the middle of the woods, and he'll be the last people to get the power back on.
Yeah.
And so finally, he took it, and he said, "I bought some more gas," and and all this stuff. So, he's the type that's like, I don't need that. I don't know. I'll be all right.
Yeah. And with all the wind and everything, there's not going to be squirrels running around, or you might get an occasional duck once in a while, or, a pink flamingo in somebody's yard. But, maybe a cow got loose and you're really hungry. You might be able to get a cow or whatever. But, that's something to think about, though. If you don't have food, it's scavenging. You legally can shoot a cow to eat, regardless if it's yours or not.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, one thing do down here in Florida, once they declare like a emergency and you're leaving, the governor signed an order a couple of years ago where you can carry concealed without having a permit
during a catastrophe, right?
Right. And there's also stuff in Florida here, like during the catastrophe or state of emergency, if people come in your yard and they're armed and they're coming at you, you can just let them have it right off the bat. So, it's pretty cool. That happened during Andrew down in Miami back when. So,
yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. They're all government, or I can just call the police and they're going to be at my house in 5 months. When the state fails, and when those cops have families too.
Oh, yeah,
and they're going to be home protecting theirs. They're not going to come out and protect you when they have their own stuff that they have to do, plus try to help the elderly or whoever seriously needs help. There's no law enforcement. You're it.
You're the man. Yeah. You got to take care of yourself, kind of. So that's just something to always be aware of. There's always miscreants out there looking to take advantage of things. So,
and that's a shame too.
Yeah. Well, that's the $50 pack of water after the storm, or the $8 a gallon gasoline after the storm or something. But
yeah,
we like the gasoline thing. People were bitching about the fact that the gas stations were running out. Well, everybody was fueling up, but then some. I fueled up. Plus, I bought fuel for a generator. So.
Yeah, they had on the news the tankers were being police escorted for the fear that the people would stop him on the road and try to take the gas right there.
I don't know how they're gonna do that, but yeah, no,
don't know.
I didn't see any of that, but as as the days progressed, that fuel frenzy kind of calmed down a little bit. There was plenty of fuel. I found fuel. I could have got 100 gallons if I wanted. You just had to be patient, not be like all freaked out.
Yes, patience is a virtue.
Yeah, it's one I have a hard time with sometimes. Um,
Oh yeah.
but no, it's we'll be all right. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the power's not out for too many days. We'll see what happens, and if it is, we'll just hang out.
You know, margaritas on the front porch. As long as you clean, take you a day and a half to clean your yard up. Once that's done, kick back.
If there's no limbs or anything in my yard besides having to cut the grass, which I should have done before the storm. I don't have anything to do really in my yard as long as that's no damage. So my main concern is my shop. So
yes.
But and then just keeping an eye on that. I might have to camp at the shop while I don't have no power, just to be sure there ain't no monkey business going on. So
right. Did you also get the propane tanks and stuff for grills? And do you have like an open pit just in case something happens to cook?
Yeah, at my house I have natural gas.
Oh, so you'll never go out.
And I have a natural right. I used to work for the gas company. They will not turn the gas off, because if you turn the gas off and there's water, they could get water in the lines and dirt, and they won't do that. So, but I have a natural gas barbecue grill out back. So, to keep the heat outside, we can cook outside too if we want. But yeah, and I have a gas here, so there should be plenty of hot water. My wife was concerned about having hot water, so to take a shower in. Yes.
Did you fill your bathtubs up and just in case to have water for like the toilets and stuff?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
If that was the case, I got a creek that runs behind the shop. I'll go over there with my container and get some water out of the creek.
Okay.
Well,
I just didn't know the lay of the land. That's why I was asking.
No. I mean, for pouring down the toilet, but usually the water doesn't go off here. I mean, I guess it could, but last time after we had the water pressure never went away completely, so we didn't have that problem. It does probably have a boil order where you have to boil the water before you drink it.
Right. If you guys got any questions to ask Walter, put them in the comments. He is on mobile, so I will have to read the comments to him. Scott retweeted the stream out. Take her to the grave. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Connor Perry says something just hit my roof. Sounds like a UFO. Scott says, I love the shooting targets with rifle. Yes, sir. Would you go want to pimp your shotgun since you showed your shotgun there? What you do with the shotguns? Everybody's got any questions?
It's funny. I take big shotguns and make them into little shotguns. So when I was getting ready to come over to the house here and bring my stuff here for the storm, I was like, oh, I'll grab one of my little shotguns and bring it over,
Mm-hmm.
But then I was thinking I have a brand new shotgun leaning against the wall in my room here. It's a Savage, and I say it's made in China. It's a cheap shotgun, but it was brand new, and I'm like, do I need to bring home another shotgun? I got a brand new home, so I just grabbed a case. I just grabbed a case of double aught that just showed up the other day that I bought, and
there you go.
And just brought a can of AK ammo home, and I was pretty much good to go. So, we take what we do. Okay, I'll go back to my shotguns. We take Mossberg 500s and Remington 870s, and we shorten them down to 7-inch barrels or 10-inch barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Paper them as AOW. Yeah, right. Shrink. And then put the folding front grip on it, and we call it the Keg 12 compact entry gun.
Keg 12.
Keg 12. Yep. Like a keg beer. But
okay.
But yeah, I didn't bring one of my shotguns. Yeah, I guess I'm jaded, or something. I don't.
Well, you got so much on your plate and protecting the shop and then home and family and everything. I mean, it can be a little stressful.
Well, my little shotgun is another thing too. If I have to explain myself to the local popo, if you're carrying that little bitty shotgun, they're gonna go, well, what are you doing that gun, boy? That's illegal, or something like that. So it's like, if you got a regular shotgun, it's not so bad.
Right.
You know, and you know, so that's my reason behind just using the regular old 18-inch barreled 5-shot Savage knockoff, and it'll work. So,
Right.
I'm
Now,
not really not finicky on my guns and stuff. As long as they go bang, I'm good. So.
Right. Since you said that, with you shortening the barrel up, I never got a chance to ask you that. Is it wise to shoot a slug out of something that short, bird shot, or does because it's so much that short, does it make actually a difference?
It doesn't. Everybody thinks as soon as that little baby barrel goes, wow. It doesn't. I've shot skeet with a 7-inch barrel.
Okay.
So it doesn't spread as far as you think it would. Now, naturally, when you're shooting like trap or skeet, you want to do it right away. You don't want to wait till it's way, way far away from you.
Right.
But no, it doesn't spread as bad as you think. It's not like a cartoon where you go, or like a blunderbuss where.
Right.
Now,
I always wondered about that.
I mean, some guys want chokes. Put chokes in the barrels and do different things. Slugs are no problem, because my guns are basically cylinder bore after you cut them off. So it's just the diameter of the cylinder. So there's no real restriction or anything on it. I've shot everything: 3-inch magnums, slugs, double-aught, triple-aught. It just depends how much you want to beat your hands up shooting them.
Yeah. Now with that little Keg 12, is it comparable to the 50 cal handgun? Does it, with the slug in that, does it have about the same wrist breaking action?
50 caliber. Oh, you mean like a Smith & Wesson 50?
Yeah, the Smith & Wesson 50s.
It probably would have about the same amount of energy.
Because a lot of guys say those guns are like, ooh, look what I got. And then they might shoot one round and they only bring it out when their friends are around and let them break their wrist. I just didn't know if that was something equivalent to it.
Yeah. I mean, it if you shoot real high brass rounds and stuff out of the shotgun, you feel it, yeah. But you don't usually do that much. Sometimes you can get low recoil buckshot or low recoil birdshot if you're going to go out and have fun and make noise. And it's not that bad, really. But once again, it's not what you don't buy that little shotgun and be all concerned about the recoil like you wouldn't buy a 500 Smith & Wesson and be like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do the recoil. You better not do that if you're worried about the recoil, because it's going to kick. So that's just the way it is. So.
Right. I had a couple guys wanted to know if the street lights or anything is outside, if you could take a peek outside with your camera. Is that an option?
Let's walk.
To show us?
No, let's walk. Oh, it's dark. It's dark, baby. It's dark. You ain't gonna be able to see anything, anyways. But there's. No, you actually.
Yeah. Don't flip your camera because we might lose connection. Just turn your camera around.
Okay. Yeah. No. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
I can hear the wind blowing.
Oh, and rain and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's really hard to see, but we can see the rain.
I'll go back inside.
Is that the city lights, or is that a street light over the top of the trees over there?
That's just light from the.
That was me.
Well,
okay.
Came out with a light too, but that's just some glow from something. Maybe there's lights further down
the street.
Yeah, it happened last time when the lights went out here during a storm. It was like I said, a couple days, and the first lights came on across the street at a neighbor's house, and ours weren't on yet.
Yeah.
That sucks. Give me a light. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, let me run an extension cord over real quick.
Yeah. I thought. But that was funny, too, because my mother-in-law was here visiting from New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
And that went out, and it was well, she likes it warm anyways, but it was just an interesting trip for her, I guess. And that was before Katrina, too, so that was in 2004. So Katrina was in 2005.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Did you buy like just all candles, or did you buy like the little kerosene the old school with the wick, or do you use those Coleman glass
These are
with the wick?
these are just regular old candles here.
Oh, you got them scented candles. You know the wife bought
Well,
those.
there's probably a couple scented here actually. Yeah, I don't. Okay, back to my out in the shop or out in my shed. I have some lanterns, the old school lanterns with a wick and the whole 9 yards.
Uh-huh.
Burn like the tiki fuel or kerosene. I actually like them. They're fun and they work.
Right.
And they're cheap too. You can go to Walmart and get those things for like $6.50 a piece, something like that.
Do you buy the citronellus ones to keep the mosquitoes down?
Well, that tiki stuff has that citronella stuff in it. I don't know how much it works really. But I have that, and I will whip if the lights can. I won't use them in the house because you're not supposed to burn that stuff in the house. But
Right.
I will use them if the no light thing continues. Set them up outside just to have some lights. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
Right.
It's nice ambiance too. It looks cool.
It is what now?
I said it's like ambiance. It's like
Ambiance. Okay.
yes, it looks very nice. So we'll have some lights.
Yeah, I see the flickering on you. That's why I was thinking, well, wait a minute. He's got to be on candlelight. That can't be a Coleman lantern or anything.
I mean, we have some light like lantern type battery powered lantern lights and stuff too. But you got I don't know how much and how good the batteries we have are. So the candles work without having to use up all your batteries. So
Right. Now, let's get back onto the. Go ahead.
we don't have no little kids or crawling around animals, so that we don't have to worry about them getting knocked over or nothing. So.
Right. Let's get back to the food and stuff. Now, you said you didn't do the 30-year stuff. You bought some bacon, eggs, and stuff. Do you buy like beef jerky, candy bars if you think you're going to be off for a couple weeks?
Speaking of that, my wife eats from Costco the what are those things, Peggy?
Chewy bars.
The Chewy bars they have at Costco, which is like a granola bar.
Nature Trail bar.
Yeah, and they have pieces of chocolate in them and all that. She got a whole bunch of those. And then we got rice and we got pasta and there is some cans of miscellaneous things here. And
you didn't get any spam, did you?
No. Like, oh.
That's one thing I've never been able to eat: sardines and spam.
Oh, sardines. Oh God, that's nasty. This is the smell of it. Ugh.
Oh, I know. It's so bad.
I've been a fan before. That's you got to heat it up and all that stuff. And it, but what else? I mean, we didn't Diet Coke stuff like that. That's something we got. Well, we have, like I said, we have a halfway decent supply of stuff here already. I don't have a lot of dehydrated food. The only problem with all that dehydrated food and stuff like that is you got to have space to store it all. And I'm I guess I have space, but the space is taken up by ammo.
Yeah, you want my Snickers bar? You're going to have to crawl over here to get it because you're going to have full of lead on your way here.
About 5 AK rounds, all right? I'll get 5 AK rounds for that bar,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all right. I don't think it's going to be that long, at least for us around here, because it hasn't blown that bad here, at least in my opinion, anyways. So we'll figure it out some way or another. Like I said, as long as I have gas for the generator, keep the refrigerator cold, and have a light bulb on or two, I'm good to go. So, and a fan. We could get a couple fans in the shop, and sit in front of the fan and chill, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of moving air because normally after a storm, it's dead quiet, and then the humidity starts coming up, and then here comes all the mosquitoes. You got to have a little bit of air moving.
Yeah, as long as I have some air moving on my body, I'm all right, even when it's really hot. But yeah, like you're saying, the sun will come back out, and all that moisture and all that rain is going to want to all evaporate at the same time, and it's going to be muggy.
What do you think the temperature is right now there?
Sorry, we fell asleep listening to audio. Here, I just got a text from Lola Strange.
Okay.
I guess they crashed out. They were listening to audiobook and they fell asleep.
And now they're heading to bed.
And they're going to bed. They're hitting the rack.
Okay.
So that's
Lola
what
had to work today.
Oh yeah, Lola worked all day because she's a pharmacist, and she was
Oh.
they were like the only hospital open in the area, and they were getting people from all over the state getting drugs and stuff. So
Yeah, because they was telling everybody on the news to get at least a 45-day supply of whatever you had to have, because you might not get anything.
yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, so they were the only ones that were dispensing the legal drugs, and so she worked all because I talked to him in the morning. And he's Lola's leaving. I thought she was going to pick their son up or something in Tallahassee. He was going to school up there, and she was going to work. So
Right. Now, is any of your family members diabetic? Do you have that issue to worry about since there's going to be a shortage on there? Anything?
no, none, no, nobody.
Okay.
Nobody here. No, that's one thing we don't suffer from. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you're dependent on that. If you got to have that stuff, plus you got to have refrigeration for a lot of that stuff too. So that's another issue when the power goes.
Yep.
But typical, down here in Florida, as soon as the hurricane's coming, all the people that never prepare for anything are out scrambling trying to buy a generator. And then all the scammers are trying to sell generators. And,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you saw it. I posted a picture on Facebook, but in our building that we have our shop, there's a construction company in the front, and we're getting ready to do things on Friday, and we're going to buy some more diesel fuel actually in one of my trucks, and my military trucks, and out by the street there's a generator sitting, like they're throwing it away. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta look. I can't pass that up. So
Right.
Look, and it had a hole in the side. It threw a rod, and it busted a hole in the side of the case, of the crankcase. But it looks like the generator might still be good, So like I couldn't pass it up. And they had taken spray paint and written on the top of the gas tank, broken, with an arrow pointing down to it, so somebody didn't think they were getting a good generator. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I picked it up, and
You can always replace the motor. That's the cheap part.
yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it. Maybe I replaced the whole engine or something. I don't know. We'll see. But as soon as I told Hank straight, everybody's like, I want that generator, man. You gotta give me that generator. You gotta fix that for me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. My buddy Froman is in the comments. What city you live in, Froman? He's saying it's 79.2 degrees here with about 80% humidity. Suppa Matt says 76 here in Tampa.
Yeah, that's about right. I saw something. It was like 75 here. So. Yeah.
Right. Froman, you got power?
What'd you say, Peggy?
Weather bug is 72.
72 out. So that's actually, typical summer.
That's comfortable.
Yeah, but a typical summer night here is 78, 80 degrees. So 72 is cool compared to normal, but that won't last long.
Yeah. Did you have any windmill generators or anything for that you would put up just in case for something, or do you
like air conditioning?
No, like the big windmills and stuff.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any of that stuff. No.
Now, in a worst case scenario, you can use the straight 5-bland fade off of a Chevy motor with the pulley, and then you wrap that down around to the old style generator or alternator, or the one wire alternator, and then the wind will spin that alternator fast enough you can stick it to a car battery and it'll charge that car battery.
Oh wow, it'd take a while probably though.
Couple hours, but in a worst case scenario, you need a cell phone charge and don't have a way to do it, and you've got like a fan blade or whatever, and you can make like a little bracket to hold it, stick it on top of a house, and throw a car battery up there. I mean, it's enough to give you a charge for your battery for your cell phone.
You know what would happen?
Somebody steal it?
You know what would happen? I'd be doing all that, and I get it all ready, and as soon as I put up on top of the roof, the power come back.
Power come back on.
And I take that thing and throw it off the roof. No.
Yeah.
No, we'll be good. It'll be cool. Like I said, I got the generator. We'll charge and recharge and charge again. And
How far away are you from Beverly County by the Space Center?
that's across the state.
Okay, State. Okay, that's where Froman's from.
Okay.
They said they've got no power over
Yeah.
there.
They got the East Coast got hit. I mean, they were getting serious winds the whole time during this thing going on over there, because it was coming from the east and heading to the west. I mean, we didn't really start to get any real wind here until about 2:30 in the afternoon. So, but yeah, those guys got pounded over there. That's a big storm, bigger than I've seen before. So, where the whole state's covered, that's usually, it hits part of the state and you're like, oh, look at those guys down there. They got wiped out.
Yeah.
And like when Andrew hit, it didn't even affect us up in a part of the state that we live in. It just got overcast. That was all it was. So.
Right. If everybody's watching real quick, Walter. If everybody's watching, Walter is on mobile. He's not able to read the comments right now. But Chris B, he's always in Hank's comments, says, Walter, I have a Jenny that needs an engine rebuilt.
A Jennings?
A generator.
A generator.
Jenny. Yeah, Genny. He abbreviated.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Calling.
I'm actually going to look at that engine with a hole in the side of the block before I throw it away, and just look inside and see if I can put a rod in it and get the piston freed up. I might mess with it and weld up the crankcase just for fun, to see if I can make it run again. So
it's hard to weld cast steel. I mean, I've done it.
It's cast.
It's cast aluminum. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. And otherwise, you go over to freaking Harbor Freight and buy an engine and put it on it, and boom, you're running again in short order. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the charging mechanisms in them is what's the expensive part. The engines,
right?
Depending on what kind it is, normally you can find something relatively easy to bolt up to it.
It's your typical 10 horsepower. They're like
like a Briggs and Stratton motor. Is it a smaller one?
It's a Briggs and Stratton. Yeah, it's the overhead valve one, but it's just your typical 10 horse motor.
Oh, so any Sears and Roebuck or Craftsman 10 or 12 horsepower, as long as it's a side or a horizontal shaft?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's not too tough. I just got to take it all apart and see what it looks like.
Now, you got to promise me you got to rebuild it, start it, and then shoot it.
Well, I don't know. I have a hard time bringing myself to shooting a horizontal shaft, a small engine. I could shoot a vertical shaft all day long.
The horizontal ones are actually harder to get a hold of.
Yeah, and they have more applications, so I just have a hard time shooting a good engine. But I got a couple laying around, little like 3-horse ones. They might make a new video, I guess.
Tell everybody your YouTube channel on that, what you did, so everybody is up to date on the behind the story on that.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a channel called Mower Death, and I haven't done it recently, but a few years back we were in the habit of shooting running lawnmowers and weed whackers and stuff like that. So we did a few of them, and so if you want to see that stuff, that's on Mower Death on YouTube.
Yes.
Down
in the blaze of glory.
Yeah. Oh, what's funny part is, like we shot this Toro one time that had the pull starter on the used to pull straight up on the mowers. And
you got your thumb over the mic.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it was a Toro mower that my neighbor threw away, literally next door.
Mm-hmm.
I picked it up. I put a condenser and some points in it, and I started it up, and it ran. And at that time, I think I had 3 other mowers in my backyard. And I said, you know what? We're shooting this sucker. So then we took it out and shot it, and I had people complaining, man, you shot a perfect good mower. There's so many people in the world that need a lawnmower. I'm like, oh, God almighty. That's a classic motor you shot there, that Briggs & Stratton. I'm like, and they're reading off the model number of the engine to me, and I'm like, I didn't even know this stuff.
Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate the view.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Yeah. So I had all kinds of hate for shooting running lawnmowers. So, but
Uh,
that's the way it goes. The weed whackers, all the weed whackers I shot in that video, I found in the garbage. Walking, I had a job where I was surveying cable lines for the cable company. So
mm-hmm.
walking down the street past garbage cans and stuff, and there's a weed whacker. I pick it up,
Take it
and
on back to the house.
so,
Two-stroke, put some gas in it. Let's go.
and I got them running with a couple pieces of tubing, and but they were so underpowered I couldn't do anything with them. So I said, heck, let's shoot them. So
Yeah.
we can do some more of that here coming up here. I haven't been able to find any good mowers to do it with lately. I don't know what
Anymore, man. Even on Craigslist or on that Facebook seller or whatever,
Yeah.
people have been asking outrageous money for something that's broke.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, typically what happens down here is they leave them outside, or if something happens, they get wet or get water in the gas and stuff like that. And then come summertime, they go to start them, they don't start. So that's when you'll find them on the side of the street. But there's a lot of guys riding around that are scrappers. They're buying.
Yes.
There's probably 3 or 4 trucks that drive around in this area picking up scrap all day long.
Tell him about Will's lawnmower.
About what lawn?
Will's lawnmower.
Oh.
He got his.
Oh, Will's lawnmower. Oh, the one he's using now?
Yeah.
What happened?
That was given to me though. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
I know, but tell him that it's because it was one the guy wasn't even using.
Oh well, yeah. One of our friends' that's son was in a Boy Scout troop. Just had a mower sitting on the side of his house, and I mentioned that I needed it for something. I forget what it was, and he gave it to me. It was the same thing. It was just dirty carburetor or something. I cleaned it up, and my son's using that mower to cut his grass at his house. So,
Really?
yeah. I mean, but yeah, you put if you put some scrap out by the street or in my neighborhood, and it don't last usually a day before somebody's picked it up. So
Gone.
yeah, it's in the back of somebody's truck going to the scrap yard. So, and
There's top dollar going for scrap around here. I mean, aluminum, I think is $2.25 a pound. And when I was a kid collecting pop cans, it was 39 cents a pound.
Well, it depends on the grade of the aluminum and how thick it is, stuff like that. But
They were scrapping out of the
yeah, I give the metal from my from the CNC machines. The steel, they don't get much for steel turnings. It's
Yeah.
but I give it away. I mean, I've taken it to the yard. I might come back with $40 or $50 for 5 or 6 drums of stuff. And I'm like, there's a guy that rides around, and he's an older guy, and I load it in the back of this truck. He brings me back the empty cans, and I'm happy as a lark.
Well, that's plus if he's bringing back the drum and not scrapping it too.
Oh,
I mean,
got to bring me back my cans, yeah. And he's happy, and I'm happy, and and that's good. So
he gets rid of the byproduct. Hey, you don't have to worry about it yourself.
right, I don't have to drag myself over to the scrap yard and do all that monkey business. I've done that a lot. I've scrapped. We were at one time buying cars and scrapping them and stripping them and stuff like that. And I've done all that stuff in my younger days. So
yeah, we won't go there about all the yeah.
but yeah. So we're just hanging out here, and it sounds like the rain's calmed down a little bit. Actually.
Real quick before we let you go, I wanted to ask you what's going on with your rat rod. What's the status? What are you doing? What's your plans?
Yeah, I mentioned before my dad had a 671 Detroit. That I got it. He was selling this piece of property, and we had to take it off, and we took it off last weekend or the weekend before last, and it's at my shop. But the more I look at it, it's like, damn, that thing is huge. So I'm thinking instead I might see if I can get that running and sell it. And then somebody else I know has got a 440 Chrysler engine sitting.
It wouldn't be a guy named first letter H, would it?
Possibility, yes, yeah.
Okay.
So, and I was thinking that might be a little easier to work with than the 671 Detroit that weighs 2,000 plus pounds, just by itself, no transmission or anything. So I think I might try to do that.
Is he wanting to trade you, or are you just looking to buy it from him?
I don't know. I'm probably some kind of deal, because he doesn't need it. he doesn't need a 671 Detroit. He doesn't know what to do with a 440 Chrysler. So,
Right. Well, the reason I was asking, right below, it's just south of Louisville, Kentucky, on 65. There
right.
is a company there. I'm not going to say it's a scrap yard or anything like that,
Yeah.
but he deals in used engines and used heavy equipment.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
something you're wanting to sell, I can't remember the name of it. I'll text you the name of it if that's something. But
All right.
usually a Detroit engine like that can go anywhere between 8 and 17,000, depending on the condition and how many miles is on it. Your motor is a little older,
Yeah.
non-computerized, so there are guys that's actually looking for that kind of stuff.
Had somebody write off. I posted on a board on Facebook, a Detroit diesel board, about getting the engine. He goes, "You want to sell it?" Because he wants to put it in the truck to use as like a wrap rod hauler. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
that might be it. I just got to get it running first before I before I go to sell it. So, but yeah, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I went and bought a rear end off a Chevy truck rear end for my guy.
That was a 1-ton, wasn't it? That you posted on Facebook. I saw a
Yeah,
picture of it.
yep. It's a big, heavy one. Yeah, because I had that big engine, so I figured I need a big rear end. So,
Just so you know, that Detroit would have ripped that rear end, snapped it like nothing.
it could if you really romped on it, probably. Yeah, with a torque.
Honestly, I don't think you'd even had to do that. If your foot would have just slipped off the clutch in like first gear,
Yeah.
you'd have dropped the drive shaft or you'd have spun the pinion gears right out of it.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Well, maybe I am doing the right thing then. So I think I need something a little. The 440 will be a little more manageable, and you won't have to build a frame to, or have an axle so heavy in the front either, and to haul all the weight around. So
Now,
we'll
what exactly size of vehicle is this going to be? Is this going to be like a deuce and a half, cut me down? Is this like a Hummer cut or modification?
I got it. My friend of mine has a Diamond T, 1940s Diamond T cab. So
It's like the little bubble teardrop thing, isn't it?
it's got the front windshield kind of goes. It's like split. And
Okay.
It's got like it kind of points. It's actually a small cab.
Okay.
When you put them on the Diamond T with all the fenders and the steps going to tanks below it and everything else, it makes it look a lot bigger. But the cab itself with nothing there is no bigger than like your old school Chevy or Ford pickup cab, actually.
Okay.
So we're going to use the Diamond T cab, and then whatever else we gather up. I had the 671 because my dad was going to basically leave it there if somebody didn't take it. So.
So you got a free motor.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any extra deuce and a half axles laying around?
There are actually access to that, yeah. But the problem with those deuce and a half, unless you want to build a tall truck, if you're trying to build something low, they the drive shafts come in from the top on those, like a top loader, I guess you call it.
Right.
So you're going to have your drive shaft's going to be way up in the air, even if to get into the, it'd be hard to keep everything low, so.
You can't flip those upside down?
I never thought of that, but I'd have to ask about that. I don't know.
Well, the reason I was asking because I think those you can actually flip upside down instead of having the leaf springs on the bottom. They run them across the top, and they'll bring the frame up over and even higher to get the drop.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that flip spring thing. I kind of like that, actually. Kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen.
Now, you going to post pictures along the way on your Facebook so everybody will know?
Yeah, once we start actually doing something, that's kind of the idea. Yes, getting the frame together and getting it rolling on its like a rolling chassis or something, and yeah. So that's the plan. We'll see if it happens.
All right. Chris says, "Tell Water I love his Ferret, Ferro, Ferret. Okay, and have drive one a time or two. Okay."
Cool. Yeah, the ferret's sitting in my carport. It's not running right now. Um, that's another project that needs to get worked on.
Hey, for a small, reasonable fee, I'm more than welcome to come down there and fully do it for you. Or drag it up here. I've got a full shop up here out in my backyard. I used to do that kind of stuff.
You ever worked on a Rolls Royce?
Actually, I have. I've worked on Lamborghinis, DeLoreans, all kind of crazy stuff. I was into that back in the day, and I had the reputation when I was in the Army that, because I met a lot of different people from all different walks of backgrounds.
Yeah.
And a guy always said, "Hey, we heard you could do this," or "Hey, you could do that." Well, yeah. So I've done a little bit of here and there, but
right. Well,
so,
it has a 6-cylinder Rolls Royce engine in it, in the Ferret, so it's not complicated.
Okay.
Straight 6.
It's the old school, non-computerized. As long as
Right.
you got like a manual or something with all your tolerances and things.
Yeah. The Ferret is a little different in its drivetrain. It's kind of unique, and the transmission is what they call it is I forget. Well, basically what you do in the Ferret is you say you want to start in first. You put the transmission in first, and then when you push, it's not a clutch pedal. It just engages the gear. So when you put it in first, and then you push the pedal and let it up, and give it gas at the same time, and it goes. So and you're driving along, you want to go to second, you pull the lever and shift in the second, and then hit the pedal.
It's like a Super 10 on a big truck,
I guess.
it's on a foot instead of it being on a shifter.
Yeah. So it's I forget there's a name for that type of transmission.
Isn't that like a 40s, 50s?
It was built in I think mine was built in the late 50s, and they used them all the way up to the first Gulf War, and then everything went to diesel, and then they sold them all off. So
okay, because I've worked on duplexes and triplexes in a big truck.
Duplex transmission, yeah, okay.
It's got the 2 shifters on it, and the tri had 3 shifters. And
really?
never get like first and second gear. You always had to shift, but never get 2 gears at the same time because it'll lock them up. And the big joke was back in the 70s and stuff when they were running those, if you passed a truck driver and he was shifting and he was waving at you, it wasn't his hand. Because it took 2 arms, and you had to loop it through the steering wheel to shift them.
Oh, okay.
Because it took both hands.
It's called pre-select. That's what they call it. It's a pre-select transmission. So you pre-select your gear you're going to be in, and then you hit that pedal, which actually engages that gear. So,
okay.
And then if you want to downshift, the same thing. You go ahead and change the gear, and then hit the pedal, and it'll change the gear.
Okay. I have to read up on it. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's got an interesting drivetrain and everything. It's really I guess we'll probably say overcomplicated, but it's interesting nevertheless. So
yes, sir.
It's real British. So
oh yeah. Well, keep us up to date on the Facebook with your pictures and everything.
Yep.
Everybody likes a hot rod build, rat rod, and it really can pique your interest. And you never know. Some guys say, "Hey, I've got this that might help you out." And give you a good deal on something, or rims, tires, whatever.
Yeah, I've already had somebody offer that. Hey, he lives locally here. Hey, I'll come help you fix on it or work on it. Maybe we'll do some swapping for some gun stuff. I'm like, okay, we'll see. So
hey, swap and barter, dude. It's still the best way to make business.
Hey, well, the other day, let me tell you what happened the other day. I'm shopping, I get an email from a guy, and he says, My father-in-law died, and he had some guns, and he's got I got some ammo I need to dispose of. How do I do that? And I said, well, you can bring it by me and give it to me. I'll take care of it, no charge or something like that. I didn't know what he had. I had no idea what it was. And he comes by last Friday, and he hands me a box, and there's like 5 or 6 boxes of brand new 9mm, a whole brick of 522 long rifle.
Really?
And I go, what do I owe you something? He goes, no, the storm's coming. I just don't want it at my house.
What?
I did the same thing. I'm like, well,
what?
I want it at my house with the storm coming, to be honest with you. But So I said, we'll take care of it. We'll go out and shoot. And he goes, hey, enjoy it. So
Yeah, I'll
I
take
guess
any free ammo.
well, yeah, I'm never turning. I would have took even old ammo. You know, it doesn't matter to me. But I guess the other people took the guns and left the ammo. So hey, I'll take it any day long. You want to dispose your ammo? Come and drop it off at my shop. So
There you go. Safety Harbor Firearms right there, guys.
there,
Don't FedEx it. Like literally stop by and drop it off.
yeah. No, that's funny you mentioned that. I had, I don't know if I was talking with Hank one of the blog one of the nights, and I mentioned if anybody had any 106 millimeter recoilless rifle parts.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, that I might be interested in, and one of the listeners sent me an email, said he had a projectile.
Oh,
Really?
a message said the other part of it's coming.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he said he had a Projo for the 106 millimeter, and I just happened to have one of those cases that's been fired with all the perforations in it.
Okay.
And he sent it to me. It's inert. If anybody's listening, it's inert.
Right. By the way,
But
everybody knows Walter is a licensed gun manufacturer, so he's able to do certain things that the normal average person is legally can't do.
But the inert round, anybody could do that. But I just wanted to make sure. I had to ask him, because you never.
2 packages, one
two
arrived,
okay.
and then the other one is held up by the storm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hell up by a storm. It'll be a month before you get that.
Right. So, but it was interesting. I'd never seen the Projo from it. It's got little when it comes out of the case, it's got like little fins that come out and everything, like the
They automatically flip out.
Yeah.
Spring loaded.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. So, I didn't ask for it. I paid for the shipping. I'm gonna, give him something, and he didn't ask anything for it. So I'm like, cool.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Well, sir, I don't mean to be rude. It's a little after midnight. You want to pimp something? And now's the time to do it. Tell us a quick background and what you got going on, sir. And we wish you guys the best of safety and everything during the storm.
Yeah, we'll be.
So
this is about the time when it's supposed to be past us about this time, or get ready to go past us. So
okay.
Anyway, firearms.com, SHTF50, the bolt action and magazine fed uppers for the AR-15, single shot and mag fed. Shotguns, KEG-12 AOW shotguns built on Remingtons and Mossbergs. Plus, we're
also available in 410.
Yeah, 410, 20 gauge in the Mossbergs, correct, and 12 gauge. Yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Then what else here? The PDW stocks, the compact entry stocks for the AR-15, the SIG MPX and MCX, and we're getting ready to do one for the Evo, the CZ Evo.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm going to do a couple other ones too. I'm trying to figure out how to do one on an AK, but it's just eluding me because.
Man, if you just give up the AK thing, man, just stay AR, SIG. I'm not an AK person. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the AKs. They're the test of time. They're proven. They're throughout the whole world and everything. I'm an AR guy, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just a gun guy. So, like I said, give me the ammo, give me the guns, I'll take it. You're getting rid of it, I'll take it.
There you go.
That's basically what's going on. StenParts.com. We make replacement parts for Sten guns, Sterlings, all that kind of stuff. Check that out. And then, of course, the infamous mower death.
Yeah.
So I've never shot a running car engine, so I need to get a car, not so much the whole car, but just the engine,
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting on a stand running like a scalded dog. Just,
boom.
Maybe I'll save that for my 20 millimeter when I get it going. So
yes, just make sure my plane ticket's in the mail when you do that. I definitely want to be there.
that might be a safe firearm shooting party there, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, that barbecue / shooting party.
Yes, sir.
Right. I think that's all I got.
All right, guys. All the links are down there in the description below to Safety Harbor Firearms. Make sure you go over their webpage and then check their links. It'll take them to their Instagram, his Facebook, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So, well, Walter, we wish you the best to you and the family there. Please be safe. You've got my phone number in case something happens. Let me know. I'll get back in contact with you, sir.
Excellent. Thanks for giving me this opportunity tonight. And
yes, sir.
taking the complete boredom away.
Yeah, I hear you, sir. Well, we do wish you and the wife the very best, and please be safe.
Okay.
And you're going to keep everybody updated on your Facebook, correct, with what's
Yeah,
going on?
I'll be posting some pictures tomorrow too. If there's any downed trees and things like that, we'll show it. Yeah. So
Good deal.
I
All right,
gotta shoot-
sir.
I'll do a live broadcast if I got to shoot any looters or anything. So I'll let you know.
Yes, please do it right there on Facebook. We'll be watching.
All right. Very
So,
good.
all right, thank you, Walter.
All
All right,
right.
everybody. Thanks for so kind for coming, hanging out, and being part of the live stream. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, retweet. Check out the links down there. Walter's the first link right there. So make sure you check him out. And once again, sir, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, guys. Say goodbye. Your last word, buddy.